Ordway family, it's Allyson Tolbert back again with you, ready and excited to do some more awesome educational experiences with the Ordway. Today we're going to talk about musical theater and how there's different inspirations to make a musical, more specifically how books can inspire a musical. It's going to be a lot of fun information, so I want you to get into your musical theater driver's seat, buckle up, we're going to get ready to go, okay? Just like we started our previous video, I want you to just take a nice cleansing deep breath so we can let in all of this positive energy and positive knowledge and expel all the negativity, okay? Because who needs negativity when you're talking about awesome things? Ready? Let's go. All right, let's do this. So, musicals. Where do you get the inspiration from? A lot of people pull inspirations from a lot of things. Some people pull inspiration from their life stories. Some people pull inspirations from movies. But today we're going to talk about how musicals can be inspired by books or novels. A lot of people hear the word book, the book of a musical. Best book of a musical goes to when you're watching the Tony Awards. That's a word that a lot of people may not understand what it is in reference to musical theater. Well, the book is just like any book you would read almost. It is the actual artistic and dramatic structure of the musical. It's the words, it's the dialogue. And if you mix your book with some lyrics, that's going to give you a libretto, which means little book in Italian. Boom, there you go. So the word book is thrown out a lot in musical theater. But how does the novel book and a musical go together? There are a ton of musicals that have been inspired by novels and books that you know of. So for example, there's Phantom of the Opera, there's Ragtime, Wicked, huge musicals here. There's Les Mis, that book is huge, made an awesome musical. There's also, if you're a fan of cats, that was actually inspired by a book of poems by T.S. Eliot that he wrote for his godchildren. So even just a book of poems can be weaved together to make a musical like Cats. So when we also think about other musicals, we think about where these heartfelt emotions and words come from. Some of our most favorite lines in musicals come from lines in famous book. Oliver Twist, Oliver Twist was a book and by Charles Dickens, and please sir, may I have some more, is such a famous line. You're going to see that in the book, you're going to see that in the musical. So when we talk today, we're going to reference The Color Purple by Alice Walker. The Color Purple came out in 1983 and won Alice Walker the Pulitzer Prize. She was the first African-American woman to do so. Then the book went on to become a movie starring Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg won her Golden Globe for that performance. Now, what makes a book that amazing that it's able to translate into 3 different types of performing art genres? Well, in my opinion, it's the ability to really express emotion and feeling and allow people to connect through the dialogue, through the words. So the words that Alice Walker was able to write in her novel were able to carry on into the movie. And those words were then able to inspire someone to write music. Now, in my previous video, we discussed how musical theater can be the progression of one emotion to another emotion to another emotion. So we start with the dialogue. That's the book. We open the book, we read those words by Alice Walker, and we're inspired to do more. We're inspired to then put it on the screen and have it acted out in play form or in motion picture form. From that, someone else was inspired by the words to write music because the movement that they were seeing on the screen wasn't strong enough, or it needed to be more. It needed to connect to a different group of people. So then they wrote songs to go with it, and that inspired the musical. Now, what I love so much about The Color Purple, the book, the movie, and the musical is that it is seamless. It translates in all 3 genres. You still get those really poignant moments. Again, I talked about lines that just stick with you. You told Harpo to beat me. That line goes from the book, it stays in your head. You told Harpo to beat me. Stays in your head. And then when it's in the movie, when Oprah goes up to Whoopi and tells her that line, that is like one of the most iconic lines and most powerful moments in the movie, and it's equally as powerful in the musical when Sophia sings Hell No. It just continues to resonate in different forms and fashions. As individuals, as human beings, we are all inspired and touched and invigorated by different things. What invigorates one person may not invigorate another. With the different genres melding together, a book, a movie, a musical, someone is inspired. What I love about it too is that this book was written and created and it came out in 1983. So that's over 37 years ago. They're about 37 years ago now. So in 1983, it inspired a generation of people. And then the movie came out shortly after, and that inspired another generation of people. And then the musical came out in the 2000s, and that inspired another generation of people. So there's one book, this one piece of art and creation inspiring thousands and thousands of people. Look how old Les Mis is, or Oliver Twist. All of these books are inspiring other generations because they're continued to be built and inspired through the arts. Now, we've all read a book that we were really inspired by, right? That we read it and we were like, man, this book is so good. Or you're halfway through the book and you're like, oh, I can't wait to get home and read my book. Or I can't wait to get into bed and read my book. We've all had those books that have really, really touched us in different ways. And we all, if you're watching this, I'm sure you really love it, musical theater. So my question and my challenge for you today is, what book have you read that really inspires you, that you would love to see as a musical? I mean, full musical, singing, dancing, props, lighting, costumes, choreography, okay? You know, what book has read in your mind that you want to see on the stage? That's my activity for you for this video. I would like you to find a book that you read or that you're reading or that you're excited to read, and you read and you decide that that is your book. I want you to get on your phone, your device, and record yourself telling us why this book would make an awesome musical. We want to hear your creativity. We want to hear what's in your head. What are you going to do, or how are you going to inspire the next generation of musical theater lovers through a novel? Grab your device, record yourself, make sure you put hashtag Ordway Schooled, tag us at the Ordway, and we'd love to see what your inspiration is, okay? Who knows? 10 years from now, you could be on the Tony stage accepting your award for Best Libretto, Best Book, Best Director, Best Choreographer. I mean, you could do it all, kid. So let us know what that is. Don't forget to tag us and put in Ordway #school. I want you guys to keep listening to musicals. I want you to keep listening to musical theater, keep reading. Use this time to enrich yourself artistically, and then share that with the rest of the world. The world needs art right now. We need art. You are art. Share it with us. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say, and I'll see you next time.